People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Good morning, I hope you're all well and safe. Now, as an Arsenal fan, I continuously tell you, look, football is a game of stages. Early in the season, we started well, 22 or whatever games unbeaten. I do believe that if you look at a lot of them games, it tells a story. Sometimes we blitz sides, sometimes we were poor and we got over the line, which is credit where due sort of thing. Sometimes we did get lucky, people. 5-1 against Fulham, the best example. I wouldn't say we're lucky, so please don't lose me with the terminology, but I'm so sure Fulham actually took the lead in that game. It was 1-1 at half-time. Second half, we turned it around and it was forgotten. You go and look at, we've had a wobble. Obviously, around the Bate fixture, give or take them 10 games, or the 10 games prior, or just around, I did a video, so I can't remember, but around the time when we lost to West Ham, we beat Chelsea, and we had some spooky results, some dodgy results. So we've had some good periods, we've had some bad periods. Arsenal, we've hit form at the right time. Again, mathematically, we could still fall out the top four. So I don't want to say Arsenal fans are complacent and things, but I do think fans in general, not just Arsenal fans in this matter, myself included, I do think fans lack balance in general. We get too excited when we're in a bad form, and we get too excited when we're winning and stuff like that. Arsenal, like I said, hit form at the right time. August until December, you got to get out of that into the new year with a chance of the top four. We're in March until May now. This is the final furlong. We've hit form, playing well. Obviously, it's irrelevant to the Prem, but turning it around against Rennes in the Europa League. Big result against United. Unlucky against Spurs. We've been feeling good. It's been good. Obviously, our top six rivals have to. A couple of them have to play each other, and some have been dropping points. So it makes our form even more elevated. And this is what you want. Like, Unai Emery and the players should be licking their lips. This is a chance of a lifetime. And you look at our fixtures on paper, yeah, they look winnable, they look feasible, but you can't underestimate any sides, people. There's 24 points up for grabs. United, we're on 60 points. United are behind us on 58. Chelsea, as poor as they've been and lost on the weekend, they're 57 points behind us. So there's still 24 points to be said. I think Spurs are going to get top four. Forgive me if I'm wrong. In fact, not even forgive me. I want to be wrong. I want Spurs to come out of third position and finish 10th. They can't finish 10th, people, but you get what I'm saying. I think they've got it, but mathematically they're still in it. So there's no use writing headlines now. The fixture list is going to change. Arsenal are going to drop points. I hope to be wrong, people, but I don't think we're going to take the full 24 points that are on the line. I would love to be right. I'm confident about all our home games, to be fair with you, because I feel like the Emirates were a different sort of beast. Away form, we've improved, but the stats don't lie in it. It's still a shocking performance. And I'm also wary of the time that we're playing, the time we're moving in the season. There's a lot of sides, there's always something to play for, but a lot of sides mentally switch off, whether they've secured relegation, safety from relegation, whether they've secured top four, whether it's looking like, you see what I'm saying, a mid-table finish. Equally, you've got sides that are up against it, and we have to play Burnley and Brighton. I don't think they get relegated, but they're still in that sort of mix sort of thing. So these sort of sides will come against us and issue us. We lost away to Brighton. At home, I think we'll do them, but anything can happen in a football match. So just looking at the results, people, like I said, we're on 50 points. United are on 58. Chelsea on 57. Spurs, I think Spurs are a point ahead of us on, 61? Something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But we've got United at home. Let me get my pen, tick this off. Not United. Newcastle here. Newcastle at home. I think we'll win that. I think we'll take 3 points. Everton away, obviously they just beat Chelsea, and I'm actually always, I wouldn't say scared, but I'm always a bit apprehensive when we play Everton home and away, even though we typically win. I think we'll win that, but that's one of them when I'm screaming it from 75% sort of thing. I think we'll win that. Watford away, we dropped points there last year. I'm always going to back my team, but I feel Watford are going to put a spanner in our work, so I possibly think we're going to drop points there, people. Again, don't shoot the messenger, and obviously I'm not saying I want this to happen, people. This is just me looking at them. Palace at home, I think we'll pattern Palace at home. Wolves away is a difficult one. I've actually seen, as I'm about to make this vid, I think a game against Wolves, and I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, Leicester, the games have been rescheduled. But Wolves away is going to be tough. Wolves, when they play at other people's away games in the top six, like you've seen against United, they cause issues. Like you obviously saw in the FA Cup, they gave United issues in the FA Cup. They obviously gave City issues earlier on in the season, and we dropped points against them. So that's not going to be easy at all. Them and there are 7th. They clearly want to get into the top 6. They want to break into the top 4. They've got the Portuguese dynasty and people backing them. They're a serious threat in the next couple of years if they continue this. They've got a lot to play for. They're on 44 points, to be fair with you, and I think 7th is their thing. But if they keep, there's 24 points to play for from our perspective, so there's still a lot of points, and they could finish higher than that. I'm not saying they're going to get top 4 or what, but they could be possibly eyeing up Chelsea, United, and us mathematically and hoping for that. So I think I don't know, man. I just feel we'll drop points. I feel like of all the ones I've said so far, and I'm going to say the Wolves one is what scares me the most. I think we're going to drop points there. Again, I hope to be wrong. So I think we're going to get a result against Everton, Newcastle, beat Palace at home, possibly draw against Watford and Wolves. Again, I'd love to beat Watford because of Troy Deeney. It's all banter. I like Deeney, but yeah. Leicester away, I'm confident about Leicester away, but it's always a tricky one. Not in the sense that it's always booky, but it's like, it's always, again, it might not back it up, but there's always a goal in dramatic circumstances. Or Leicester really, or at least in Arsenal's case, they really make Arsenal work for the points. Brendan Rodgers is there as well. Obviously, with a new manager, you've got to be fearful of a resurgence and a point to prove. And he's probably got a point to prove to himself. New Leicester boss, if he beats a top 6 rival, that will be good brownie points with the fans. So that game goes either way. So I think we'll win that, but it'll be a struggle. Brighton at home, I think we win. Burnley on the last game of the season. Now, Burnley always make it tough for us home and away. So that will be, we'll need to really break down their barriers, and they'll make us work for the 3 points. But I'm confident about that. But I am wary because technically Burnley are still big candidates for relegation. I mean, a lot of by the time we play the last game of the season, 2 of the sides that are meant to be relegated will be confirmed, and Burnley might be safe. But if we imagine similar to what we used to see back in the days, that, you know, that relegation last day drama, people, where as the game's going on, the table's consistently moving. If that happens, Burnley are going to be backs against the wall. When your backs are against the wall as a human, you can either curl into a ball or fight. So you need to be wary of sides that have things to play for at this time of the season. We'll have things to play for at this time of the season. And obviously I've not mentioned it, but we've also got to factor in the 2 games against Napoli. And obviously assuming we go through, there'll be more games. But you've got to be wary of Burnley. They might be there to put a spanner in the works. So that will probably be a crucial game. And Burnley, you know, Sean Dyche don't like Arsenal. He's here. He wants to ruin us at any time. So that's a game I'm wary of. I think we'll win it. But that's also an away game. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So we've got to be a bit wary, man. So on paper, wow, I'm not trying to even disrespect these sides, man. On paper, these things look winnable because we're not seeing United's, the Cities, the Spurs, etc. No disrespect to any of the sides, because I still think all of them are tough games, and anything can happen in the Premier League, man. We've been in a good run of form. It's all fun and games. If we then draw or lose our next 3-4 games, the narrative will change. Do you see what I'm saying, people? And that's not me wanting us to lose. That's just me urging caution, balance. Some fans were doom and gloom at the start. Some fans were a bit in between. It's in periods. Like I said, we've hit form at the best time. March. The players and Nuno Emery should be licking their lips. I would love to get full 24 points, but I don't want us to, but I feel we will drop points naturally. You can't always be at it. These things happen. It's football. I think we will drop points. I challenge the boys at least to win all the home games. Like, that's the one thing, man. Just win all the home games, because our away form, as much as these games look winnable, our away form is a bit booky. So if we win our home games, we ain't got much, but if we take them, I think we've got 3, take them 9 points. Do our thing, but the away form is the one that matters, and the away legs, we've got to treat every away game like a cup final, man. Everton are going to make it tough for us. Watford are going to make it tough for us. You know they like spoiling our party. In fact, they might even get their drones in and come next door in our training and see what we're doing. Leicester away, them fans there are always rocking. Palace gave us a game away from home. We've got to be very cautious. Wolves, they're going to be on it. They're the ones I'm scared of the most, to be fair with you. Burnley as well. Depending on the context of the game, man. I mean, to be honest, I don't know why people aren't talking about. Could Sean Dyche actually lose his job because they're not in the best of form? They're conceding points, and it just looks like the cycle is kind of ending there. I think they should stay with Sean Dyche. I think he obviously is not Arsene Wenger, but you look at Eddie Howe, Sean Dyche, to a degree, Roy Hodgson, these sort of managers that have, I wouldn't say they've been there long term, but they sort of got their stability at the club, and they can kind of not mould it how they want, but you see what I'm saying, people. But this is all I wanted to personally say, people. I've got nothing else to add, man. So, yeah, man. We've got to treat every away game like a cup final, because on paper it looks winnable, but at the end of the day you have to go out there and win a football match. It's a game of, it's 22 players chasing the ball for 90 minutes, and football doesn't care if you're Arsenal and you're this team, or you've got players on this amount of money or not. At the end of the day, the team who puts the most balls in the back of the net wins, and that's how simple football is, people. So while we should be optimistic, and because don't get me wrong, I myself am more optimistic. I didn't think we're gonna get top four. I still think we'll fall short, but I'm supporting it all the way. I've got all my eggs in that basket. I hope to God we get it. I'm more optimistic because of how Unai Emery's been coaching the lads, and they've been moving of recent, how the players have got the bit between their teeth. If we keep riding this momentum, keep riding this form, players keep staying fit, and we keep fighting, we've got a chance. We've really got a chance. We've taken advantage of the games we've had to play. We've showed bravery against, in our last two top 6 games, taking 4 points. It should have been 6. We needed to get some points from that, so we've done all right. Chelsea obviously, United are behind us. Chelsea obviously having a bit of a wobble. Spurs are ahead of everybody, but they've drawn themselves back into the race for 3rd or 4th, and everyone but us has to play top 6 games again. So if we don't get top 4, we only have ourselves to blame at this moment in time. Surely, people, 24 points, a lot of football to be said, to be played, and a lot of comments to be said. So let's just be easy and see what happens, man. But I'm supporting the lads all the way. On that note, though, I'm out. People, deluded.